Hey guys, Destined1 here, and oh my god, it's Neon Cat! What the hell is he doing here? Well, actually, when you... I'm not sure if it's with all of the launches, or just FTB Ultimate, but I know, there's a random chance when you log out or log back in, or just load up the launcher that this'll happen. I'm not sure what the exact chances are, but it's happened to me a couple of times, so it's not exactly, I wouldn't say, impossible to get or something. It's just rare. And if you listen to the music on the front, there we go. I honestly hadn't intended to start the episode like this. I just had been, well, I just logged out of my work and I found this, so I thought I might as well show you this. Okay, so I thought I'd show you guys what I've been doing. Haven't done a whole lot, honestly, because things didn't quite go as well as I'd hoped today. Like, I had, I guess, a change in my routine today, and that made it very hard to record and get time to play. So because of that, I didn't get as much as I had been hoping to get done. But I did start on the house, which is right... Oh, you probably might notice I've got waypoints now. By pressing M and going to the waypoints, I put in a couple of waypoints. As you can see, I died. Actually, I died just up here. I believe it was, yes. It was absolutely crazy. It's like the mobs had planned this out, like they had been planning to ambush me, I swear. Because I was walking along here to where our house is, and I was walking over here, and out of sheer habit, or coincidence, I turned around, and then there was this creeper behind me, and I fought that off here, and then there was a skeleton up here, and I started moving my way up to here to attack him. I only got hit once, and I thought I was safe, and then all of a sudden I hear this sound, and boom, a creeper just blew up directly right next to me. So yeah, didn't have much luck there, but I've got a decent amount of... Oops. I got a decent amount of progress done on the house. It's not complete yet. Well, far from it, actually. It's kind of a big house, as you can see, but I wanted to make it pretty big. The thing I was going for is I wanted to have the house expand, going around this curve, like this. And because of the terrain difference here, I had to raise this side by one. As you can see, I ran out of glass, so I couldn't quite finish it. But it's getting there. I've actually got some more glass cooking on at the mining area, as you might have noticed. You might have noticed the furnace being on. But yeah, this is probably going to have a lot of adjustments. I'm probably not going to keep it all as wood. I'm probably going to make a lot of use out of micro blocks with designing this house, but I don't really have the resources to use them yet, so this is kind of more a temporary thing. I guess it's kind of silly for me to use glass if it's only going to be temporary, but I think it's decent. It'll be a decent house. I plan to probably put a lot of time into this house. I don't know why, but when it comes to using micro blocks, I just like using them a lot, and I end up putting a lot of time into my houses. But yeah, we probably won't be getting into using micro blocks today. Instead, I'm probably gonna show you some thermal expansion stuff. So let's get to it. But first, I would like to draw your attention to a simple recipe from Applied Energistics, I believe it is. That's the one I'm thinking about. I'm pretty sure that was the one that in the first episode I mentioned that was all about storage. But I couldn't think of the name. But all the implied energistic mod items use this stuff called the quartz. Obviously, since this is 1.4, real quartz that Minecraft later implemented isn't in the game yet. There's also this quartz crystal here, but that's got nothing to do with applied energistics at all. That's from Zycraft, and you can't really do anything with it. I mean, you can place it down, and it'll grow naturally if you leave it there long enough, and you can get more out of them like that. But aside from that, it's just really a pretty looking block, because it doesn't have any crafting uses. Though, if as a bit of a precaution, you shouldn't step on these because you take damage when you do that. So they're actually more of a nuisance, if anything. But this quartz grindstone here, all it requires is 3 stone, 2 cobblestone, some quartz dust, which you get from mining quartz blocks sometimes, along with this stuff, quartz crystals. And that's it. A wooden gear is only 4 sticks, so nothing complicated there. I've already taken the thing to make the wooden gear. So you just place it like so. There you go. Now what this thing does is It's not going to be particularly helpful for us because we're starting out the thermal expansion route. But was going to show this off because it's kind of useful if you are going the. Sorry, there's a plane flying over my house, so I'm just gonna wait for it to pass. Okay, it's gone now. But what it does is it doubles your ore output, much like the way a pulverizer would in the thermal expansion, or what's it called in industrial craft? Not a compressor. A macerator. That's it. And there's also both of those ways doubles your ore output. In factorization, there is a way to triple your ore output, but that's a bit more complicated, so I'm not going to go how into doing that. I might show it off later. I'm not particularly fond of factorization from what I've seen of it though. But this basically does the same thing as a pulverizer or a macerator, but it's a lot cheaper than the macerator is, and a little bit cheaper than a pulverizer. And the beauty of this is that it requires no power whatsoever. All you gotta do is make yourself a crank, which I've already got one in my inventory here. And all that takes is 5 sticks. And you place this on top here. And then if you want to grab, I'm gonna grab a piece of iron. Do I have any gold? No, I do not. That's actually quite bad. I forgot I didn't grab that gold. That was down in that cave. Because I didn't have an iron pick. But the reason why you should try to use something like this in the beginning is, well, it's more efficient, I guess you could say. See what happens. I'll place the iron in there, and then you just tap this once and it spins around. And if you do this enough times, as I'll show you, it's still an iron ore in there, but I believe it's 7 times you get this iron dust, which is what you'd get if you macerated this. And all you gotta do is put that into a furnace, cook it up, and you've got some iron. Now, although this uses no energy, you don't need any redstone engines or an IC power or anything like that. It is kind of a pain, so it's only really good in the very early game. That's why I'm kind of showing it off now. Realistically, you don't even need it if you go to the thermal expansion route, because a pulverizer is just a piston, 2 flint, a redstone reception coil, and a machine frame. As you can see, you only need, what, 4 pieces of iron and 2 gold ingots and an iron ingot for the piston. So that's only 5 iron and oh yeah, and the 2 copper too. So that's only, like I said, 5 iron, 2 gold, and 2 copper. Now, if you use this to double your ores, you could, out of those 5 iron and 2 copper and that 2 gold ingots, you could get 10 iron, 4 copper, and 4 gold. Or use just half as many blocks, but it's not really that much of a huge deal. Probably the thing that's going to be really helpful here for me is that, well, I could just wait until get the pulverizer, I guess. But I could grind this up so that I get about 24 of these dusts, so that I can just make myself some iron armor to protect myself with. Because even though it's not going to take a lot to make a pulverizer, which you can still wait for on the iron armor until you get it. But if you didn't have a pulverizer and you were doing, just put 24 iron ore into the oven, just like that, you'd waste about potentially 24 pieces of iron, which is, I wouldn't say it's a lot, but it's probably more than you want to waste in the beginning. But this isn't really too helpful because we're going to just make a pulverizer right now, so yeah. Okay, well, I came down here to get some gold, and I happened to stumble onto this little guy, which means we must have a slime chunk around here, which is awesome. And these slime balls will actually be very useful because we need these magma creams to make these blast furnace bricks, which will make a blast furnace, which you use to get steel. And steel is pretty useful. It's not, well, there's a lot of things you can do with it, I think. I think a lot of the railcraft stuff uses steel. And it's more durable than iron, so it's pretty, strong stuff. Not the strongest or anything, but I'd definitely use it. In fact, this pickaxe, even though it's got problems with the a few graphical problems. I don't know how to fix that. It is steel and it lasts a while. But yeah, oh, and what we picked up here was a ruby, which I mentioned in the earlier episodes, and I believe this is more green sapphire, which is good, because these are probably the best things to make tools out of early on. But yeah, I don't see any more gold, and that's all we need. So I'm gonna go straight back. There is a cave spider spawner up there, and I do mean to deal with that at some point. Maybe I'll make a mob farm out of it for experience or something. But cave spiders are always a pain, so we'll see. We'll see. Also, two things I should point out. One, I'm trying to conserve my coal, so for all this burning I've been doing, like for the ingots and whatnot, I've been using charcoal. Because there's actually a difference between charcoal and coal in this mod pack, and coal is more useful than charcoal is. So you want to use, if you can in these early stages, charcoal more than coal. You may notice my inventory is getting a bit cluttered now, and this pocket crafting table is starting to become not as useful because we have so much stuff in our inventory, and you will have so much stuff in your inventory in Feed the Beast. So I'm just going to make a crafting table now, but instead of just making a plain old crafting table, I'm going to make a project table, which is this thing. And for that we'll need a crafting table and chest, which is why I just made one, and 4 pieces of wooden planks and 3 stone. And since I just don't have enough planks, and there we go. Now a project table is really awesome. Why? Because unlike a normal crafting table, you can leave the stuff in there and it won't disappear, won't fall out. You can also do that with this crafting table, as you might have noticed, but this one's inconvenient because it takes up a 3x3 inventory space. And in addition to that, what a project table also does is, if you have what's something I could show you with? Well, let's make some sticks, shall we? Say you have that. Oh, well, let me make a bit more wood for this example. But say you have those 4 sticks, right? And then you place this in your inventory. Well, in this space here, which acts as an inventory, which is good itself, but notice how it's coming out of the inventory instead. So you can just, you don't need things up here. You can just store stuff in here, and it'll take it from within here and make a ton of stuff at once, and just store the recipe in here. There's also like recipe items you can put here, and that will basically act as the recipe. So it's pretty useful. As for the main problem of inventory space, oh, my inventory is a mess right now. But, there we go. That's a bit better. But with the main problem of inventory space, there are these things called bags that you can use to increase inventory space. There's a seed bag which is only good for holding seeds, and there's alchemical bags, but you can't get those because they're part of equivalent exchange, and there's no recipe for them yet. I think it's actually what I'm looking for. It's not a thing. Yeah, it's a backpack. Sorry, not a bag. You can make these, but I'm not really fond of these backpacks for one reason. Well, the second forms hold 45 slots, so they could be good, but the other ones only hold 15, and they're specific. So, for example, the minus backpacks only holds items for mining, like cobblestone and whatnot. Cobblestone, stone, those sorts of blocks. And I'd rather just have a backpack that I can store everything in rather than specific blocks, at least until I can make the say the 45 slot ones, which hold a lot of space. 15 just doesn't seem worth it to me. So back to the bags. What we're going to try and make is a canvas bag, which is 8 canvas in kind of the chest fashion. And to make canvas, all you need is 8 string and a stick. But we won't be getting to that today, simply because I don't have... Well, remember how I said that you can get string from flax seeds? Well, that's how I intend to get all the string. But if you notice, I've only got 9 flax seeds, and I think there's only 1 planted over here. Sorry, my voice is getting a little croaky. Yeah, only this one and 1 over here, which doesn't give us a lot to work with. See, we got 5 string and 5 flax out of that. So we've got enough string to make 1 canvas, but we're going to need about 64 string to make 1 canvas bag, which is a lot. But if we set up a flax farm, that should be no problem at all. See, we've almost got 16 seats there. We could probably use more. I want to get one set up where we have like 64, so then flex, so we can just get a bag instantly whenever we need it, essentially. But we won't be able to do that today. One thing I forgot to show off yesterday that can be real helpful for collecting seeds and whatnot is this sickle. And what a sickle does is if you got this grass over here, well, let's find a bigger patch of it if we can. I've gotten rid of most of the grass there. We'll say over here, right? And you right click on, oh no, it's left click, sorry. And it will get rid of all the grass in a 3x3 area, I believe. So you will, it's a lot easier than just getting rid of grass one by one. So it saves you a lot of time. I don't believe it works if it's on different layers like this, but as you can see, you still get the seeds from it. It's also got another use where if you use it on leaves on a tree, it will get rid of the leaves. So it's kind of a neat little tool. But anyway, I think I'm pretty much out of time for this episode. So we are going to eat this chicken, and that's gonna have to be it for this episode. And yes, the chicken, mentioning me having to eat the chicken was really important. I mean, this is feasting and beasting after all. It's kind of, the more I say that, the more it sounds like a stupid name, but I don't know. Some reason I just decided it seemed like a good idea at the time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave a like or a comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.